They gotta jump in there, so what's up?
Go ahead, say what's up. So you got the Mexico shirt on, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Saturday morning in Laverne. What's this, the mean streets of Laverne? Oh, I see what's going on. The World Cup. Mexico's about to play. I see everybody walking around with their Mexican jerseys on. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Kelly? Saturday morning, Saturday morning. See Elizabeth. Good morning. Melanie. I'm up early today. Last Saturday I wasn't up until like 10 o'clock. Wisdom. Astrid. Mr. Gaines. Good morning, good morning. What's going on, Chris Dahl? What's going on? You guys excited for today? It's Saturday. I don't know if I can call this a beautiful day on Saturday. It's going to be a cloudy day, but nice and warm. Who's watching the World Cup? Or is that called the World Cup? What's going over at FIFA soccer? What's going on in Russia? Early morning crypto talk. Now this has been a peaceful week. Not that much productive, but you know, a peaceful week. About to kick things back into high gear again. I've been distracted lately. We're going to talk about this morning is we're going to talk about gratitude, being thankful. And that is something that I personally have struggled with for a long time. And I think it's also something that most people struggle with, and they don't even realize it. They don't even realize they're struggling with it. What's going on, Elizabeth? And it's one of the most powerful things to put in your arsenal, so to speak. When we talk about success leaves clues and what can you do to have an impact on your life, you have to first acknowledge and recognize that there are some things that are not in your control, that's out of your control. You know, things happen. That's what's called life. We all have 24 hours in our day. Nobody has more time than somebody else. What matters is what we do in those 24 hours that makes a difference. But there's two steps to that. There's things that we do that we can control, and there's things that happen to us that we can respond to, which means you still have control. So you may not be able to control the event, but you can control how you respond to that event. And that right there is what separates most people from each other. Their ability to react to an event better than somebody else that goes through the same exact event. I've said it before that everything in this world is built on attraction. Law of attraction. everything. I don't believe in chance. I don't really believe in luck. Luck happens when you put yourself in a situation for it to come in your lap. But I don't believe in just sitting on your ass and one day things just start happening for you. It doesn't work that way. But you can prepare yourself for things to happen to you. So how do you prepare yourself for things to happen to you? Isn't that the $1,000,000 question? You might be saying to yourself, man, I'm working hard. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. It's like Bobby over there. Everything happens for Bobby without much effort. Yet, I'm struggling. I'm busting my tail and things just aren't happening for me. Why? Why is it happening for him and not me? What does he know that I don't know? Well, I think it does come back down to preparation. And here's one thing that you can do the moment you wake up in the morning. Before you start having a thought about your day, before you start thinking about your problems and issues, about what you need to accomplish, show gratitude and be grateful for what you have. And as I said at the very beginning, this is very hard for most people, because the first thing we do, we think about the things that we want, the things that we desire, the problems that's in our life, the challenges that we have to go through, the issues that we have, the frustration, the doubt, the negativity, the depression. It's like, dang, I got to go through another day of this. Can I just go back to sleep? Isn't that what most people think? But what you don't understand is that there's science to what's going on. By you having those thought processes, first thing when you wake up in the morning, your brain is registering not your thoughts, but your brain is registering how you feel. And those things that you're thinking about, that you're dwelling on, that you're depressed about, is having a feeling of doubt in you, a negative, a bad vibe. You don't feel good. And what your brain does, it's like a magnet. And that is the energy that you're putting out into the universe. And as a result, you're attracting that which you are putting out. You don't even realize you're doing it. You don't realize that, you're having these bad feelings and thoughts, and as a result, you're going to end up having more things that's going to bring you bad feelings and thoughts. It's a perpetual cycle, over and over and over again. That's being done subconsciously. You're not doing it on purpose. It's just habit to you. And so day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, the same exact thing is happening to you. You're having the same results. You're working your tail off trying to combat it, and you don't understand why. Because nothing that you're doing, that you're working, is going to combat that feeling that you have, which is what's attracting these things to you. So how to combat that is you got to change your feeling on a subconscious level. How do you do that? Well, switch up your habits. When I wake up in the morning, there's one song that I listen to every single day. And it's called Great Is Your Mercy by Donnie McClurkin. When I wake up in the morning, before I get up, that's the first thing. It's 8 minutes long, and I just lay there and I listen. And then when I'm done listening, if I say a little prayer, I'm thinking and I'm being grateful, and I'm thanking God for what I have, no matter what it is that I have. Everybody wants more, but you got to be grateful for what you have first. Be thankful for it, because there's always somebody out there that wishes they had what you got. So while you're focused on this level, you got to be grateful for what you have here. And what this ends up doing is creates a feeling of positivity in your life. You're thankful that you woke up this morning. You're thankful that you have another breath, because your job's not done yet. You have another day to go out there and make things happen. You're thankful that you have a roof over your head if you do. You're thankful that you have food on the table if you do. If you don't have food on the table, be thankful for how did you eat last night? A family member help you out? You know, however you ate, be thankful for it. Show gratitude for whatever you have, no matter what situation you're in. Even the Bible talks about becoming a good steward. It's like God is not going to give you more if you can't take care of what you already have. You can't be blessed with more until you're ready to handle that. I did this old video. I got to go back in YouTube and find it, where I'm in the kitchen and there's two glasses, one small glass and a bigger glass. And you take water and you fill up both glasses. Well, they're both filled up with water. The difference is one glass is bigger than the other. So if you've got a small glass and you continue to pour water in it and it fills up, what happens to the extra water? It just overflows. So no matter how much water you're pouring in it, you can't hold anymore. It overflows. You're losing all of that. So God may answer your prayers for more, and you're like, well, I'm not seeing it. It's because your cup is still small. So all of that extra blessing, that extra money, that extra opportunity, you're not able to hold on to or capture. It's just spilling away. You're only lasting with the cup that you have. Jim Rohn says it. If you want more out of life, you have to become more out of life. You have to have a bigger cup. You have to expand, so that when more water is poured in, you can hold more. See, my first 10 years in the direct selling industry, I was rolling with a little cup. I got all the education in the world. I had all the best mentors in the world. I knew all the right things. I could do the best presentations better than the millionaires could. Yet I was not getting ahead, because I was focusing more on, why am I not getting what I want? I'm broke. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. I wish I had more. How am I going to pay for gas in the morning so I can get to work? How am I going to pay all of the bills at the end of the month? Car breaks down right before your bills are due. And that's all my focus is. And it made me feel terrible. It made me feel horrible. It made me feel negative about money, because money wasn't working for me. And my brain was sending out that vibe, and all I was doing was attracting that back to me over and over again. And one day I had a shift. And I said, let me do the reverse. Let me actually listen to what my mentors are saying. Let me actually be positive, have positive thoughts, have positive feelings, not be bitter, not hold on to anger. Yeah, I don't have gas to put in my car, but at least I got a car. Yeah, I may not be able to pay to go to Red Lobster or go to breakfast at Denny's or IHOP, but hell, I got 2 eggs in the kitchen. I can cook that up. I can fix myself a ham sandwich. There's people out there that's hungry right now. Yeah, I may be complaining about I'm not making enough money on my job, but at least I got a job that's paying some of my bills. People out there can't even pay their bills. I started to have a shift. Be thankful for what I had, while asking for more to be thankful for. I started to be thankful for what was going to come. And that was an old lesson my mom taught me that I never believed in. You know, my mom, very religious, but you have to understand that there's also science behind religion. And when I was sick as a kid, my mom used to tell me, you know, after giving me my medicine and everything and putting me to bed, and she always read me Bible verses and whatnot, and she'd say, all right, now, make sure you thank God and praise Him for healing you. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that when I feel better. When I'm not sick anymore, after He heals me, then I'll thank Him for healing me. And she would say, no, you don't understand. You need to thank him for healing you now because it's already a done deal. You know, there's no limitations to God. It's already a done deal. Thank him for healing you now, before it happens. And I'm like, that don't make any damn sense. I didn't get it. The scientific reason behind that is, when you believe and you're telling yourself that you're healed, your body starts to act as if it is healed, therefore healing yourself faster. There's a scientific behind it, like that natural healing stuff. When your body believes that something's taken place, it makes it so. Have you ever heard and seen people who can make themselves sick? Worriers. Why do you think they say when you worry too much, you make yourself sick? I'll use myself as an example. 2016 July. Two years ago, almost in a couple of weeks, I turned 40 years old. Yeah, I can't believe I'm about to turn 42. I turned 40 years old. At the same time, I had shifted businesses. And I moved into a new company. And I set myself on a strenuous goal of what I wanted to accomplish within the next 60 days. At the same time, because I was 40, I was also a little bit frustrated that I didn't hit some of my target goals of being a multimillionaire by the time I hit 40. I was going through a little kind of midlife crisis. I started to see gray hairs popping up on me. And I was a little bit depressed by that. But I was also more motivated to make things happen and get things done. I went back into the gym to get myself, in better shape. I pushed myself like I never had before. Only I wasn't 25 years old anymore, I'm 40. So my body reacted differently than I was prepared for. And I ended up getting sick. And as a result of getting sick, I also caught a virus. I forgot what they call that, interstitial tube. And I ended up losing 70% of my hearing in my left ear. And when the doctors tried to figure it out, they eliminated all of the cases. I had an MRI done on my head. Nothing was wrong with my head. Nothing was wrong with my mechanisms in my ear. Everything was working the way it should. And I ended up developing tinnitus in my left ear. And they said all the things, the science, that it should have happened in my right, not my left. So they were stumped by that. And then they started asking different questions, non-medical questions about what's going on in your life. I found that, one, extraneous exercising, getting sick, and extreme stress is what caused it. So I actually caused it to happen. That if I did not make that change in my life at that point, that put me in more stress, that made me exert myself more than I should have, I wouldn't have lost 70% of my hearing. It's the power of thoughts. It's the power of feelings. If you are not in a positive state, you literally can make your body sick. And so for health reasons, you also want to maintain a positive vibe in your life. For health reasons alone. Tony Robbins is the most successful out of all of the personal development gurus that came from the Cohen-Nightingale school back in the 60s and 70s. And that school was derived from Napoleon Hill. And you got Jim Rohn, you got Zig Ziglar, you got Tony Robbins, you got Les Brown. The people that came through that system. The reason Tony Robbins is the most successful is because he teaches the secret in a certain way that gets the most results. And what he teaches is the ability to change your physiology. If you ever, because I did this, I went through his fire walk down in Florida. I walked on fire. And if you go through his course, the main theme you hear is change your physiology. Because by changing your physiology, you change how you feel, therefore you change what you attract in your life. The feeling Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, they don't teach on that part. They may touch on it. Even Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill was banned from teaching about that. Think and Grow Rich was rewritten and reworked like 4 or 5 times before it was finally allowed to be released. He had to remove all mentioning of this. But Tony Robbins gets on your feeling. And because you're able to change your physiology, you start to change that which you attract in your life. It's not magic. You know, it's a science behind it. He just figured out how to package it in such a way for you to get results that you can understand. That's what I'm saying here. I'm saying the same thing. By giving thanks and having gratitude for what you have and where you are in your life, no matter what it is, no matter how bad you may think it is, it can always get worse. But being thankful for what you have opens the door up for more things to come into your life so that you can be thankful and grateful for. It's biblical, it's scientific, it's metaphysical, it's the law. It's the law of attraction. So when I get up in the morning, I listen to Donnie McClurkin, Great is Your Mercy, every morning. I'm thankful for what I have, no matter the space I'm in, even if things aren't going the way I want them to go. Because I know that I'm going to attract bigger and better things. The last 10 years has proven that to me, no matter how bad things have gotten. I know life is peaks and valleys. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have good weeks. You're going to have bad weeks. 2 weeks ago, I had a great week in business. The past week, not so great week in business. But I also know where my focus was. This past week, I was distracted. And it's just weird how that happens. I took my eye off the ball for a week. And things didn't happen the way it should have if I took my eye off the ball. So now I got to refocus, get back into doing things a certain way, and then you're going to start seeing more results. So no matter where you are in your life, oh wow, that's an old school truck. My grandpa had a truck like that. Let me see if I can get it in the picture. See that truck? That's old school right there. Yeah, it reminds me of my grandpa. So if anything that I can help you with here and to take away from what I'm saying, it is this. I don't know what you're going through personally. I don't know your history. Because people always tell me, yeah, but Brandy, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know my story. I don't need to know your story to be able to give you a solution. And I'm giving you the solution. This is one thing that you can control. I can guarantee if you can get in the habit of doing this, it will change your life. What I cannot guarantee is how long it will take. Because some people have neurons in their brain so thick of negativity that they don't even need to think about it. It just happens automatically. You have negative thoughts. So you got to reverse that. Now you've got to build up the neurons in your brain that are positive. And it takes a while. It's like building a muscle. Your brain is a muscle. Thinking a certain way takes practice. Some people, they're able to do it immediately. It's like overnight change. Others, it may take years. But it starts with a decision. For me, my first 10 years of going against this, I heard it. But I didn't believe it. And I didn't practice it. I thought that, I got this. I can do it on my own. My ego was so freaking high. I didn't need to listen to nobody. I'll figure it out. But the moment I gave in, it was 2011, September and October 2011. And the only reason why, it's like they always say, the Bible says, You only come to God when things bad is happening in your life. Make it a point to come to God when things are good are happening in your life and give Him thanks. 2011 was one of the worst years for me and my family. And I have never shared the details as of that year. Never. And I don't need to. But 2011 was one of the worst years of my family's life. And around September and October of that year, I was like, you know, since nothing else is freaking working, what the hell? I might as well go ahead and actually give in, let my ego go, and just give in to God. And I also had listened to Your Wish is Your Command by Kevin Trudeau at that same time. And I read a book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles at that same time. So it was a combination of things and letting go. And said, you know, let me just be thankful for what I got. And be thankful for what it is that I want. Because I know it's going to come. I don't know how. I remember at that time I said, you know, I just need to make an extra $10,000 by the end of the year. I don't know how it's going to happen. And it was around that time I made one of my famous videos called Focus on the Goal and Not the Task. But I didn't know how it was going to happen. I said, I'm just going to have faith and belief that it's going to happen. Put the worry on God. Be thankful for what I have. Not try to control. Not try to figure it out. Men have a hard time with this because we got to know the game plan. We got to know the steps. We're not going to just go out there on faith. But you can have faith and a game plan at the same time. So yeah, I have a game plan, but I have to be open that my game plan may change. That might not be the plan God wants me on. So if something else comes in front of me, instead of denying it and pushing it away because it's not my plan, I have to be open to saying, let me take a look at this because this might help me. This person may come into my life for a reason. Let me not dismiss them. This opportunity may be in front of me for a reason. Let me not dismiss it because it didn't come the way I wanted it to come. And the moment I did that, it's like night and day happened almost immediately. And people that knew me at that time, they thought it happened immediate. And I told them, no, this was a 10-year process. To them, it happened overnight. But for me, it was a 10-year process. But when I made that mental shift in my brain, it's like it happened overnight. Things started to happen. Things started to come into my life that I'm like, where have you been all this time? And then I had to realize it's always been there. I just didn't have eyes to see. I just didn't have the mentality or the mindset to accept it. It's always been there. Whenever you buy a new car and you're driving down the freeway, don't you all of a sudden all start seeing everybody's got a car like you? Women, when you buy a new dress or you buy your new pumps, right? Or you're out in the club, all of a sudden you see people with the same gear you got on, the same clothes you have, the same shoes you have. You start noticing these things. They were always there. You just didn't have eyes to see it because you weren't aware. You weren't prepared. This happens in our lives every single day. I remember what Oprah said when she heard about The Secret for the first time. She said, I've been doing this all my life. I just didn't know there was a name called to it. So we see it. Kathy's right. People are brought into your life for a reason. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to share this about Kathy, and then I'm going to go get my donuts. I met Kathy mid-2017. I think maybe April or May of 2017. When I started to look into the crypto space. And there was a company that my business partners in Sweden asked me to go to a meeting in LA because they were in Sweden and one of the company headquarters was in LA. So I went to this meeting, and this is when I learned more about mining technology and how to mine. And I was learning about cryptocurrency. And being in that meeting in the room, there were politicians, lawyers, doctors, wealthy people. They all had money. And they all barely had any understanding of what crypto was all about at the time. And it was at that moment, at that meeting, that I said, oh, I really need to learn this stuff. Where I made my decision. I need to get invested in this stuff. And I'm behind the 8 ball because all these people here got money. One woman in the room was like, how come I can only buy 100 mining machines? What? The mining machines were like $3,500 each. And she wanted to know why she couldn't buy more than 100. And I'm like, how can I save enough money to even pay for one? So I said, I need to get serious in this deal. Not the company, in the space of crypto. And so when I made that decision, then people started popping up in my life and doors started opening up. And one of those was Kathy Keene, because I was introduced to a company that she was a part of at that time. And at a 3-way call was with her and Will Fietlin. And they were the top members of this company, making a killing, a boatload of Bitcoin. And although I didn't have an interest in the company because I didn't have enough information yet and I didn't have enough resources to take full advantage, because I saw the people that were making a killing in that company is not the fact that they were able to recruit a lot of people, because I could do that any day in any company. It was the fact that they were able to let their resources work for them. They were able to come in and start with $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 and then let that sucker work for them. Within 6 months to 8 months, you know, that $50,000 turned into a small fortune over 8 months. I didn't have that. So that opportunity was not going to work for me the way I needed it to. However, I saw something in Kathy Keene. And I told my business partner, Jairus Coleman, at the time. And at this time, most of our focus also, while we were learning crypto, we were into small business loans. That's what we were pushing that summer of 2017, while we were learning crypto. And I told Jairus, I said, Kathy, we need to keep her as an acquaintance. I don't know where in the future this may come into place, but something's telling me we need to keep her as an acquaintance. And so I made that mental note back then, and you can talk to Jairus, and Jairus will tell you that. He can remember that conversation like yesterday. It was just between me and him. After I told him about Kathy for the first time, and then I introduced him to Kathy for the first time. Something just told me, yeah, you want to keep Kathy close. We were not in business together, all right? Then I started doing Facebook crypto talks around August or September of last year. And Kathy, I don't know, you're going to have to listen to her, because I think she might have had the same thought process I did. I think I need to keep watching this guy, Brandon Ivey and Jairus Coleman. Because she started listening to my Facebook Lives, crypto talks. She started plugging into them. And I would see her on, and then from there, her son Jeremy Keene started plugging in. And at that time, I wasn't promoting a company, so I had a lot of people from, is it raining? I had a lot of people from different companies that would come on my crypto talks, and they would bring their teams on my crypto talks for education. And I met a lot of people that way, a lot of people in the space. And Jeremy Keene was on, and he would have some of his people on from their company and their team. And fast forward to when we really started working together, I don't even consider BitConnect that connection, because I was in her company, she was in one, I was in. But it wasn't until January of 2018. So now we go 9 months, 10 months, about 9 months later, where that connection, that introduction bared fruit. And we come together in Cryptogenics. And now we are about to make history. No. Her and the co-founders having this idea and this plan is going to make me millions. And besides just making me millions, we're going to touch the lives of people all around the world. A worldwide movement we are going to start as the first global direct selling company that's bringing crypto education to the world. And that all started and came back to that first meeting we had in early 2017. If I did not have the thought process of, keeping an eye out for things that come into my life and not just dismissing it or saying, yeah, I'm not going to be involved with that company she's in. Forget Kathy, I'm going to go do my own thing. Because that's what a lot of people do. Then we would have never developed a relationship outside of the company before the company to be able to trust each other when we do business together now. Because I could trust the owners of the company because I knew them before they started the company. You guys understand this? And now as a result, we are about to make history. So you got to have baby steps. So the first baby step you can have is to be thankful and grateful for the things in your life. Show gratitude for it, no matter how bad or low you think things are in your life. Show gratitude. And do it on a consistent basis. A constant basis. Because by doing so, things are going to start to happen in your life that you didn't even think were possible. But it's got to start with you. If you're just coming on, like my partner Leonard Williams, go back to the beginning and listen to this. And I encourage it, if you want to have success in whatever you're doing and you've got a team, share this with them as well. Because if you've got an army of people around you doing the same thing, then you're going to have nothing but an army of success behind you. It can't just be one person. That's why I share. I don't just keep this to myself. I share it. And many of you may not do nothing, but at least I gave you that option to let you know that's possible. So today, I haven't talked to Mike Boggs. I don't know what's going on as far as what training we're doing today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. KGX training. And I'm going to have a very productive week this week because I'm going on vacation first week of July. So I don't want to have the moment I take my eye off, another week where nobody does anything. We want to be productive. So with that, I'm going to go get my donut. I will be back tonight, late night crypto talk tonight at 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll probably be 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Late night crypto talk right here. God bless everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Good evening, everybody. It's Crypto Talk time. Bitcoin Brandon here from Los Angeles. Hope your Saturday's been going good so far. Mine has. Let's see, who do we have? Elizabeth, Rodriguez, Devin, Michael Lomax, Christina, Jeff Leinenberger, Kathy Keene, Mafus, Stevie Hicks, Anthony Pinkston, Benita Nunez, Late Night Crypto Talk time. Now, as a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move in. Now, there's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Very important. Rule number 3, always get your money back as fast as possible. Return on investment. As fast as possible. And rule number 4, what are your goals? Where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, or a year from now? What are you willing to do to make it happen? What vehicle are you going to use? Once you have that figured out, stay focused. Do not get distracted. There's so many different things out there that you can be getting involved in that are great opportunities. But you can't be a part of everything. You have limited resources, so keep that in mind. All right, we're going to cover a couple of Bitcoin news tonight before I take my son out to dinner, so we won't be long at all. This one I find very interesting, very bold. EOS user posts private key online, dares critics to steal funds. You're that bold, huh? They are daring critics to steal your funds. Let's see here. Let me copy this and post it in the group. It's a truth universally acknowledged that one should never expose their private keys to another individual or an untrusted piece of software. However, that one EOS backer is putting that worldview to the test. You guys brave enough to do that? On Friday, anonymous Steemit user EOS Insider levied a challenge to the nascent cryptocurrency's critics. Here's my private key. Steal my funds. The private key, and he gives the private key, belongs to an account aptly named Yo, Steal My EOS, which is currently holding 5 EOS, hours after it was first published online. Let's see. I do not have EOS memorized as to just how much that is. Let me take a look real quick. This guy's very, very bold. All right, 1 EOS is worth $8. So it's not like it's a whole lot of money here. $40, 50, $45. But who is willing to try? While noting that this challenge is an experiment with low stakes. Yeah. Let's see, I lost my place here. While noting that this challenge is an experiment with low stakes, the tokens are currently worth about $45. EOS Insider said that they felt confident posting their private key online due to features built into the EOS protocol and on-chain governance model that are designed to protect users from scammers and other thieves. One of these is the platform's arbitration process, which allows victims of theft and other malicious activities to appeal their cases to an arbiter, such as the EOSIO Core Arbitration Forum. If ECAF rules in a user's favor, the organization has the constitutional authority issue an order to block producers, the entities who process EOS transactions, to freeze malicious accounts and recover the user's funds. Supporters say that this sort of on-chain governance is necessary if the cryptocurrency ever hopes to achieve mass-scale adoption, which will involve onboarding millions, perhaps billions, of users who have no interest in learning the finer points of blockchain security. Yeah, that's good. However, this governance model is not without its critics. As CCN reported, block producers ignited a firestorm in cryptocurrency circles when just days after the launch of the EOS network, they froze 7 accounts that allegedly contained funds acquired through phishing scams. Consensus by conference call, said one critic, alluding to the fact that block producers have used this communication medium to debate important decisions. Civil asset forfeiture meets blockchain, said another. The action is even more controversial given that it was arguably enacted in violation of the EOS Constitution, since ECAF did not issue an order to freeze the accounts until 2 days after the block producers had already done so. Nevertheless, the controversy which this action engendered did not serve as a deterrent, and block producers froze another 27 accounts on Friday in response to an ECAF order, which gave no justification other than a statement that the logic and reasoning for this order will be posted at a later date. Well, I don't like that, but I am intrigued that they have the technology to do something like this. And EOS is currently number 5 in the top 100 market cap, number 5. And of course, the market seems to have still a little in the red, but flatlined right now at $6,100 per Bitcoin. We'll see how this goes. I fully expected around this time or going into July that we might start see a turnaround. But we're in uncharted territories, so I cannot accurately forecast this. Don't know how long it will stay at this level. But then again, I'm a long term anyway, so it's not bothering me. All right, next article up. Bitcoin Cash Football, multiplayer World Cup app powered by Bitcoin. Let's see here. This week, in as the world watches the 2018 FIFA World Cup, a new online game called Bitcoin Cash Football has been launched, where users can play as managers or players within a season of matches. Players earn fractions of Bitcoin Cash by playing the game, but Bitcoin Cash Football is also having a World Cup tournament where teams can play for jackpots of Bitcoin Cash. Right now, until the final match on July 15, 2018, the FIFA World Cup is taking place in Russia, and the whole world is watching. During this time, a team of developers called Mob2 released a new app on Google Play called Bitcoin Cash Football. The game is multiplayer, where you can play real players all across the world. Moreover, the game is infused with the decentralized cryptocurrency BCH throughout the season. Bitcoin Cash is the official in-game currency for the football app, and players can buy, sell star athletes, upgrade stadium facilities, training grounds, and a team system, all by using BCH. Just like any other games with specialty upgrades, the modifications continue to make improvements to players and stadiums, for more competitive gameplay. In addition to this, there will be BCH prices that allow clubs to compete against each other during the week ending cup competitions and leagues. When they are tired of it, they can withdraw their Bitcoin Cash into their outside wallet, explains Mob2. This means free players can play the game and earn Bitcoin Cash, grooming, selling players, winning cups or leagues if they are willing to put in the effort. This is cool. I said it a couple of weeks ago that I really believe sooner or later fantasy football and fantasy basketball is going to get in on the crypto. Sooner or later, especially gambling, period. It's going to get in on the whole crypto thing. All right, here's another article here. The rich. Only a third of the richest informed on Bitcoin. That's more than the U.S. population, at least. The richest, there's 36 million millionaires around the world. So a third of them are informed on Bitcoin. Only 8% of Americans own any crypto, and only 0.5% even understand it. So the rich are a little bit ahead on this. So let's see what they're doing. Despite seeing their investment return above 20% in 2017, for 2 consecutive years, the richest people in the world say they are not fully satisfied with their asset managers and want to learn more about crypto. The collective wealth of the world's millionaires went up to $70 trillion for the first time. And they will have amassed $100 trillion by 2025. That's just sick. A survey released earlier this week revealed there's enough money out there for every person on this planet to be living well. The Capgemini World Wealth Report 2018 found that rich people are increasingly interested in cryptocurrencies, but only about half of them are happy with their asset wealth managers, Reuters reported. Only a third of these millionaires said they got information about cryptocurrencies from their asset managers. I see opportunity right there. Is that right, Kathy? BizStars.com. Gaming platform accepts BTC or BCC. Bitcoin Cash? Make sure you say BCH, not BCC. 29% of these high net wealth individuals, defined by the Capgemini investigation, reportedly expressed a high interest in buying or holding cryptocurrencies. And 27% said they were just overall interested in the topic. Although the general public is still skeptical about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, an increasing amount of people express a wish to understand it better. I am surprised how many of my younger friends are now involved with cryptocurrencies. I wanted to buy some myself, but I don't understand it well enough to make major investments. A businesswoman in Tokyo said, and Sally Young, 34, who already made millions in real estate investments in the U.S., 34 years old. And in the Philippines, says she is reluctant to invest in crypto at the moment because she doesn't know enough about them. When I invest my money, I need to know exactly what I'm investing in, she said. With Bitcoin, it seems way too difficult to understand how the system really works, and the stories I hear just sound too good to be true, she explained. She needs cryptogenics. Because I was saying the same thing when I first came into this space. The Bank of International Settlements, which is coordinating agency for the world's central banks, is by definition conservative. In its 2018 annual report released on June 17th, the agency said that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are a poor substitute for dollars, euros, and other central bank-backed currencies because they don't scale with growing demand, require excessive amounts of energy, and fluctuate greatly in value. In a recent analysis, the BIS also said that digital coins come up short on all 3 measures of usefulness as currency. Their prices can fluctuate wildly, making them poor substitute for fiat currency transactions, which require relative stability for price comparison. For similar reasons, they fall short for investing purposes because they cannot be relied upon a store of value. Despite regulatory uncertainty and firm caution currently preventing cryptocurrencies from penetrating the wealth management industry, the strong demand for information on crypto from younger HNWIs around the world may force wealth management companies to at least develop and offer a point of view in the near future, the World Wealth Report said. When cryptocurrencies boomed in Japan in 2017, the Japanese crypto investors were mainly people in their 20s and 30s. A survey reported by Nikkei newspaper this week has shown. By the time the survey was conducted in April of 2018, 17.2% of Japanese people had invested in cryptocurrency. 17%. Wow, that's double the United States. Although many saw their assets swell by 2 to 5 times their investment at the peak, it was reported that 60% of people actually suffered losses. You want to know why they suffered losses? Because they all got in on it in December, when everybody was saying buy, 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 when the price was already sky high. That's why. And the only other way they're going to lose is if they sell. Looking closer into those Japanese people who invested in crypto, it was found that more than half of them were under the age of 30, and 52.3% among those have invested less than $45,500. Nearly 50% responded to the survey that they will not invest in cryptocurrencies in the future. I see opportunity in that. And when you have a down market right now, interest is not high, and people are not buying, and demand is not high, which means those of us that are looking long term, we have more of an opportunity to buy in a depressed market. When things start moving the other direction and everybody wants to run into the space, things start to pick up. Those is like that old cartoon, The Ant and the Grasshopper. This is the time that as an ant you want to prepare, not party like the grasshoppers are. Because there's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to anymore. It's going to get so high. All right, I got a little bit of time. Let's do another article here. Streaming soon. Beer advertisements via the blockchain. Beer advertisements via the blockchain. Kip, the leading mobile marketing and monetization platform, and Anheuser-Busch InBev, the world's largest brewer and brand builder, successfully launched the first ever blockchain mobile ad campaign. This is a significant innovation to the financial community and the cryptocurrency community for 2 reasons. 1, it will help make brands more relevant to consumers, and 2, it is essential to integrate transparency within the mobile and supply chain. This newly launched blockchain mobile ad campaign is designed around Kip's Moments targeting technology, which AB InBev is using to break free from the traditional interruptive advertising techniques used today. Kip and AB InBev will be working hard to better connect with consumers through their new marketing technique. How much do you want to bet, or who can guess what year it will be when the Super Bowl commercials is all being run through blockchain? I give it 3 years. Or how long until we see the first crypto commercial in the Super Bowl? I give it 2 years. Maybe next Super Bowl, depending on what the price of Bitcoin does the second half of 2017. You're going to start to see this stuff. It says, we're building a company to last for the next 100 plus years, and that can only be done by disrupting existing paradigms. Hear that word again, disruption, and putting consumers at the heart of everything we do. As the world's largest brewer and brand builders, we take our responsibility for the stewardship of the category seriously. Through our approach to advertising and the ways we create meaningful experiences for consumers with our brand content. You know what? I can't wait. You know how Facebook records everything? And then they send you like a notification stating this is what happened on this day, a year ago, something you posted, or 2 years or 3 years ago. I'm now coming on 1 full year of me posting on Facebook a lot about crypto. I'm starting to see some stuff. And I can't wait till around August and September rolls around, because that's when I really stepped it up. And I'm just going to post it again. Like, this is what I said a year ago. How many of you took action back then? How many of you did anything, or are you just still sitting there watching on the sidelines? Got some time. I'll do another one here. Indian government set to launch national blockchain project. Now, this is hypocritical on the highest level. India spent all of last year and this year banning anything crypto, banning all the exchanges, banning banks. You can't even buy Bitcoin in India. That's what a government does when they don't control something and they don't want you to have access to it. And then they turn around and co-opt the technology and try to create their own. If you don't like it so much, why are you making one your own? So Indian government set to launch national blockchain project. 9 months after inception, the Indian government is set to launch a blockchain project to be known as India Chain. This will operate as a platform primarily aimed at reducing fraud, speeding up the enforcement of contracts, increasing the transparency of transactions, and boosting the agricultural economy of the country. The blockchain network is the brainchild of NITI Aayog, the Government of India think tank, and will complement the existing project India Stack, a unified software platform which aims to bring the Indian population into the digital age. The blockchain will have a far-reaching impact in Indian society. Is this not having a major disruption, change a way of life of 1 billion people? So it says it's going to have impact Indian society, according to NITI, who see it playing a role in regulating land records to remove duplication, distributing electricity, and helping achieve trustless KYC regulations for banking. Farming subsidies are also set to change, which plans to use the blockchain network to alter the way that subsidies are distributed and regulate the production of organic food crops. Reports state that the government is testing the feasibility of a blockchain system for the following uses. Check this out. Land records, supply chain management, identity management, benefit distribution, educational certificates, power distribution, cross-border finance. Ultimately, the government hopes that once implemented on a large scale, blockchain solutions will boost transparency in government, reducing fraud, and helping to build a better public goods infrastructure for improved organization and distribution of goods and public services. All right, they just gave me another quote. The Indian government is not alone in this ambition, with the Russian government also planning to implement a blockchain-based system for land registry management, and the government of Dubai intending to test blockchain solutions for administrative applications like visa applications, bill payments, and license renewals. So I will reiterate what I've been saying for a year. Blockchain technology will fundamentally revolutionize the entire planet. It will disrupt every single major industry on the planet today. It is going to have as big of an impact on human society as the introduction of agriculture. I've been saying it for a year, and every day we are seeing it being implemented live every day. Here we got the Indian government saying so. So I need to save this article because I'm going to make a quote out of it. And I will save this one for tomorrow. Class in session. Stanford University establishes blockchain research center. Really? Oh, wait. This is a short one. I'll go ahead and read this. Really? People still say, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the blockchain and crypto. It's not going to impact me. Really? Well, let's see what Stanford is doing. Stanford University's computer science department has established a center for blockchain research to promote the study of and develop best practices for this nascent technological field. Unveiled on Wednesday, the Center for Blockchain Research is a 5-year research program that has been underwritten by a variety of cryptocurrency organizations, including the Ethereum Foundation, Protocol Labs, Omise Go, Dfinity, Stiff Tongue, the Interchain Foundation, and cryptocurrency hedge fund Polychain Capital. The center will be led by computer science professors Dan Boneh and David Mazières. Other inaugural faculty will include computer scientist Alex Eichen, David Dill, John Mitchell, who are all these guys? And law school professor Joe Grundfest. Blockchains will become increasingly critical to doing business globally. Oh, really? Said Boneh, the Rajiv Motwani professor in the School of Engineering at Stanford and an expert on cryptography and computer security. Stanford should be at the forefront of efforts to improve, apply, and understand the many ripple effects of this technology. I didn't have to go to Stanford to figure this out. Blockchain massively lowers the barriers to creating tradable digital assets, added Mazières. It allows individuals who don't know each other or even trust one another to make irreversible transactions in a variety of fields in a safe and secure way. They are giving me a bunch of quotes to use. In addition to blockchain research, center faculty will coordinate to develop courses on blockchain technology that can be offered to students even after the conclusion of the 5-year program. This is a fascinating area of research with deep scientific questions, said Boneh. Once you get into the details, you quickly realize that this area will generate many PhD theses across all of computer science and beyond. Wow. Go ahead and give me my PhD right now. As CCN reported, the San Francisco-based cryptocurrency startup Ripple has committed to donating $50 million to support blockchain education at 17 universities. Hey, Ripple, go ahead and give a donation to Cryptogenics. We got you. Bitcoin boot camps in the city coming near you. Last month, EOS creator Block.one donated $3 million to Virginia Tech's College of Engineering to promote blockchain research. Block.one CTO Dan Larimer, a Virginia Tech alumnus, will advise the department on curriculum development and will also teach some live classroom sessions. It is happening right before our eyes. I am so excited to be alive and engaged at this time. Not just living through it and watching it and witnessing it, but to watch this. A new article just popped up. Bitcoin-funded Silk Road Performance earns a residency at Trafalgar Studios. That might be something for tomorrow. But it's dinner time. Time for me to go. So I hope you learned something new. Tomorrow morning, I will not be doing crypto talk because I will be going to a special breakfast and screening of Jurassic Park with my father and my oldest son. But tomorrow night, I've got Cardano co-founder. Wall Street will bring tens of trillions of dollars to crypto. That's the Cardano co-founder says. Another one here. John McAfee just survived an assassination attempt. Really? Really, John? Haven't I been saying that I have an issue with them trying to portray John as the face of Bitcoin in crypto? He's too volatile, too eccentric for that. Use Sir Richard Branson, but come on, John, really? What is this? He was gone for two. I'm just going to read his tweet. I apologize for my 3-day absence, but I was unconscious for 2 days at the Vidant Medical Center in North Carolina and just woke up. My enemies managed to spike something that I ingested. However, I am more difficult to kill than anyone can possibly imagine. I am back. Oh wow, it actually has pictures of him. It says, and for those who did this, you will soon understand the true meaning of wrath. I know exactly who you are. You had better be gone. John, are you sure it just wasn't one of your, I don't want to assume, but coke-filled, binges? Who knows with John? He's had a history of that in the past. But him being in the hospital is real. I'm looking at an image of him strapped down with all these devices all up to him like he's in a coma. Interesting. And then he's waking up, flipping off everybody. My wife, he married a sister? I didn't know that. My wife, the Mrs. McAfee, and I with the message to my incompetent enemies. Wow, I'm looking forward to reading that one tomorrow night. And then you've got another one here. Oh, no, that's the same one I've got. The blockchain is solving world's problems. Yeah. All right. Hope you guys learned something new tonight. As always, I did. And I will be back tomorrow night for another late night crypto talk, although it'll probably be at 8 p.m. Eastern because I got to do our team call at 9 p.m. And people are getting ready to go to bed for work on Monday. So 8 p.m. Eastern will be my next Facebook Live tomorrow. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.
Crypto Gen X.